Hello and welcome to the Consistory of the Coelc YouTube channel. I'm your host for this video, Reverend Jake Zabel of St John's Evangelical Lutheran Church, located in Dalby, Queensland, Australia. Today we're going to be continuing my mini-series on Angelology by going through my book, Choirs of Angels, a brief study of the kinds of angels. Today I want to discuss the choir of angels known as watchers. This is an interesting choir as it is mentioned in the scriptures, but historically has never been included amongst the choirs of angels. A lot of that has to do with the controversy regarding the books of Enoch and watchers in the book of Enoch and the non-canonicity of the book of Enoch. However, the choir of watchers is briefly mentioned in the book of Daniel, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video today. See, the watchers are a mysterious group of angels mentioned only briefly in the book of Daniel, but expounded upon in the Jewish mythological book of Enoch. In Enoch, the watchers are the angels who watched over humanity like guardians. And then under the leadership of Azazel, a demon mentioned in Leviticus 16:6-10, according to the book of Enoch, Azazel led the watchers in a second angelic fall by coming to earth and having sex with human women, producing the Nephilim as half angels, half human hybrids. And this then leads into a world of debates and controversies regarding the Nephilim and half humans, half angels, the watchers. And this is largely, I think, why the topic of watchers is never included in the choirs of angels, because of the controversy surrounding this. According to Lutherans, Azazel is just another name for Satan. And according to Lutheran tradition, the Nephilim are not human-angel hybrids, but they were feared warriors around the time of Noah. That the Nephilim were mighty warriors, they were fallen ones, they were wicked people, sometimes believed to be the, god kings, the people who assume to themselves divinity, but generally Lutherans, particularly Martin Luther himself, did not believe that the Nephilim were half human, half angel hybrids. Martin Luther taught that the mating of the sons of God with the daughters of men is not about angels having sex with humans, but is about believers intermarrying unbelievers. Although, like I said, there's a lot of controversy and different interpretations about this. We're going to skip over that and just move on to what Daniel says about the watchers. There is a biblical reference to the choirs of watchers, and this comes from Daniel 4:13, Daniel 4:17, and Daniel 4:23. So all in the same section of that one chapter. Here, Nebuchadnezzar says to Daniel that he had a vision where he saw a watcher, a holy one, come down from heaven. In verse 18, the watchers, plural, decreed a sentence, the decision by the words of the holy ones, to the end that the living may know that the Most High rules. And in verse 23, Daniel interprets the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, referencing the watcher coming down from heaven. So there are some people that have suggested that maybe the watchers are part of the kind of Babylonian mythology. However, Daniel does reference the watcher as being some kind of angelic being, not being something solely connected to Babylonian mythology, but being something that Daniel himself would acknowledge as being something belonging to God. In verse 17, the watchers are pluralized, showing that there are many watchers, and thus the watcher who comes down is most likely not Jesus, but an angelic being. See, there are some people that also interpret the watcher mentioned by Nebuchadnezzar to be referring to the God of the Bible, referring to Jesus Christ, the angel of the Lord. However, the fact that Daniel says that there are many watchers would suggest that these are not God, but they are angels. Also, if we turn to verse 17, the watchers are distinguished from the Most High. Thus, the watchers are not God, but the watchers are being separate from God, thus angels. The Lutheran reformer Johann Wigham argued that the watchers were actually God, that the watcher coming down was Jesus, and that the watchers, plural, refers to the Trinity. He argued that verse he argued this because verse 17 says the watcher's decree, and then verse 24 says it is a decree of the Most High. However, most scholars have not taken this same position as Johann Wigham. Instead, many have accepted the watchers as being angelic beings. The watchers could easily be angels that declared God's decree. The Lutheran Study Bible of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod teaches here regarding the book of Daniel that the watchers were angelic messengers and not God himself. The Septuagint, the Greek translation of the Old Testament, translates this term watcher as an angel, demonstrating that the Jews who translated the Hebrew into Greek believed that the watchers in Daniel were angelic beings. Here we clearly have a group of angels known as watchers, which appear only here in the book of Daniel. As they are mentioned nowhere in the traditional 9 choirs, one could assume that the watchers belong to one of the 9 choirs, in the same way how the ophonym or wheels in the Old Testament are just merged with the thrones of the New Testament in church tradition. Thus, we could say the watchers of the Old Testament might be merged with, say, the principalities of the New Testament. This could be possible since in the book of Daniel, the watchers come down and talk to Nebuchadnezzar, the leader of Babylon. According to church tradition, is the principalities that get involved in matters of government. So it could be possible that the watchers of the Old Testament and the principalities of the New Testament are the same choir. Some people have also suggested that the watchers were just ordinary angels and that the term watcher is a Babylonian term referring to angelic beings, but there are also some people like myself that believe that maybe the watchers could be referring to a special type of choir from where we get the guardian angels, and that the watcher that came and spoke to Nebuchadnezzar was the guardian angel appointed to him by God. This is interesting then, because that then gets us into the discussion on guardian angels, which I would like to discuss at length in my next video. So join us again next time when we discuss the topic of guardian angels.